name is Roy Smiles, and I'm a playwright. It's about a fictitious meeting between Groucho Marx, a legendary comic from the Marx Brothers in the 30s, and Lenny Bruce, the 50s and 60s sort of shock comedian who died in 66. And it's set in a diner during the New York blackout 1965, where they never actually met in real life, but they meet in the play, and they sort of vie for the soul of a young comedian who's loosely based on Woody Allen. I had a really sort of funky auntie, and when I was about 8, she let me stay up late one night for the Marx Brothers, night in Casablanca, and I just became addicted with them. Me and my brother used to lop around the house doing "Marry me and I'll never look at another horse," and all the jokes. And I just always loved them. And I was doing stand-up comedy. I kind of got into Lenny Bruce, listening to Lenny Bruce just to help inspire me with the sort of material I was doing. I just thought it'd be interesting clash of cultures, old Jewish comedy against the new guy on the block, the new kid on the block who was foul-mouthed, you know, and trap him in a room during a blackout and all hell breaks loose. I'd done stand-up comedy, so I'd always written my own material, but I was a dreadful stand-up comic. I was more of a stand-up manic depressive, as I used to say. And I got into a long-running musical, a dreadful musical set in the 60s, where I played a pill-popping mod whose big number was about throwing up, and it was like slow death, and I had to do 8 shows a week. And just to keep myself sane, I started writing plays, and this was the first one that I ever got on. Well, the last play was so English because it was about a radio troupe called the Goons, and Peter Sellers was the only real famous one that you guys had heard of. So I was kind of surprised to have that on in America because it's such an English play. But this is brilliant because it's about 2 American icons. So I'm really looking forward to the American audience's response. But they treated me like a king. They fly me over. They take me to Irish bars. What more can I ask for? It's just a different style of comedy. You kind of pace things a lot slower. In English comedy, you have a lot more monologues. American, it's that sort of dead-end kids, Abbott and Costello, sort of rhythm to the dialogue. So when I do an American play, it's a lot faster, which it kind of suits my style, I think. Somebody said that I was like a cross between Donald O'Connor in Singing in the Rain and Lenny Bruce. So I was very manic. I'd lose about a stone. I was very nervous and twitchy. And I wasn't very good. I was like, I made a living, but just. So one night, the reason I gave up is I was late for a gig and the guy went, you're on. And I rushed out on stage in front of about 250 people. I said, my name is, and I'd forgot my act and my name. Wow. And I did the gag where you look inside your jacket, and I said, what the hell's my name? And I thought, I'm in the wrong business, so I can't remember my name. So I got out and got into acting and started writing. Sometimes you get frustrated when the actors are doing your lines and they're not doing them the way you want to, and there's nothing like doing your own lines in front of 200 people and they're all laughing, because that's you doing your thing. But by the same degree, if you're bombing and failing and nobody's laughing or heckling you, they're rejecting your material and you as well, so it's kind of heaven and hell. But yeah, part of me misses the performing. In England, I still occasionally, I'm in one of my own plays occasionally, but mostly abroad it's other actors. Yeah, in South Africa, opened last night, play about the Python team. I've had plays on about Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, and I've got a few in the bag as well. So it's my obsession. I was always the class clown, obviously, and then getting into stand-up comedy, and then I've tried writing serious plays, and they're kind of pompous and morbid, and my friends read them and go, Jesus, let it go. So I'm a comedy monkey boy. I just write comedy. I like cheering people up. So. It's going to be wild and unpredictable evening. We've got a secret character that's going to turn up. And it's just, I think they'll be fascinated by the clash between Groucho's one-liners and Lenny's hyper 60s jazz speak. It's interesting culture clash, and it's very funny. Lots of very funny one-liners. I hope. Just the buzz of creativity. I notoriously laugh at my own jokes. All through rehearsals this week, I've been guffawing at my own gags. I love creating a really well-structured sentence which ends with a laugh. I don't think there's anything like it. I adore it, and I've been doing it now for the best part of 20 years, and it's just my joy. I've got a big thing about theatre not being too long. So keep it under 2 hours. And just try, life's like we're doing back and forward conversation, just don't write endless monologues, don't bore your audience. Let each character speak with their own character, and just make sure everyone on stage has got a really juicy part to do, otherwise they sit backstage complaining about the playwright. But no, I don't know. It's if you can get your plays on, it's a beautiful experience. It's social, and it's fantastic hearing that, because you'll do a TV thing, you don't know how the audience can react. When you've got 300 people, like this is about 350 seater, you've got 350 people raising the roof of one of your lines. There's just no feeling in the world. It's brilliant. Because people have pointed out when I said, "Oh, you've written about Lenny Bruce or George Orwell." Roy, that's you. I pour loads. I pour. I get over obsessive. You know, a couple of years ago, because I had a kid, I had to sort of start having weekends off and just calming down because it was almost too important. But I tend to pour life and soul. If it take a year to write a play, I'm just obsessed with it. And then the rehearsal process is brilliant as well, because I just love the debate with the actors, and should we keep that line out? Is there a funnier gag to end? The whole process thrills and fascinates me. I've been here from when the cast read the script the first time, and we've spent a week on the script. Because obviously being English, there's certain things I think are American, they go, well, we've never said that in our lives. So we have to go through and sort of take out all the Englishness in the script. And then sometimes an actors will be on the feet and they'll be mucking about and they'll come up with a better line. I've never had a huge ego about going, oh, that's a good line, we'll use that. He's just to champion me, because I'm deeply obscure in England, and he'd heard about Ying Tong from the Australian production when it was at Sydney Opera House. So to take a risk on an English playwright he'd never heard of, and a play from Australia, which was about an English theatre group nobody knew here, the Ying Tong, it's just fantastic. And then they had a workshop of this while I was here in April. I said, oh, come back. I was, well, me? Twice in a year? So just brilliant, my God, he's such a nice guy, you know. Of course, all Europeans are crazy. Well, I've been trying to think of a play about John Wayne for a long time. I can't find a humour to it. So again, the South Africans asked me about doing something about Woody Allen. So I'm thinking about trying a piece about Woody. So once more, again, just offered me a commission. So it's nice. Even though I swore to my agent I would never write another play about comedians. My name is Roy Smiles, and I'm a playwright.
Perfect.
I've never said that before, ever in my life.